Welcome to Sports, Wheels, and Reels with Jeff Miller and Austin Horton. One show, two guys, three topics, unlimited possibilities. Presented by Mark Miller Subaru. Engage with us on social media or email us at podcast@mmsubaru.com. And now, welcome your hosts, Jeff Miller and Austin Horton.
What's up, guys? Ashley here. The intro this morning got a little messed with, so we're going to go ahead and jump on over to Austin and Jeff in sports with episode 59.
Right? Is it
Monday.
so they start at Salt Lake and then they go to Hawaii.
Yes, that's correct.
So it opens up in Salt Lake, they do all the pictures and all the fun stuff, a couple of days of practice, and then they fly to Hawaii.
Yeah, because first preseason game's a week away.
Next Sunday.
Yeah.
Next Sunday in Hawaii.
And we mentioned before that'll be raising money for Maui Strong to rebuild
Very
Maui.
cool. Actually, they're going on like a little road show with the Clippers
Yes, they are.
because they go Hawaii, and then their second preseason game's in Seattle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, their second preseason game is against the Clippers again.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Seattle.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Why? Because you think they're going to try and steal the Jazz? Jazz aren't going anywhere.
If I owned the Jazz, I'd move them to Seattle.
That's just stupid. That's good reason why you don't own the
Or
Jazz.
Las Vegas. That's where they'd be living forevermore. All right, and also they're getting a new patch sponsor this season.
Which is cool.
Five for the Fight is no longer going to be the patch. It is still going to be a cause at the arena and with the team. They raised over $50 million for cancer research, having Five for the Fight on their patch. But now LVT, a local...
Live View Technologies? Is that
I
what it's
think
called?
that's what it is, yeah. A local company that I've
Probably
read three times what they
friends with
do.
Ryan. It's like security stuff and things like that. And
It's one of those companies where you read it, you're like, that's not a thing.
you're going to learn a bunch about it in the next
No, I'm
few
not.
years.
I'm
Yeah, you
really
are.
not.
You're
I'm
going to
just
be
gonna-
following the Jazz, and you're going to learn a ton about it. It's going to be great.
What's going to happen? And
One thing, it is a cool company because it is.
Is it?
What is a cool company is just one thing I do like about it is a lot like what Ryan did. Is a company that started in Salt Lake in Utah, American Fork, Silicon Slopes, got big and stayed.
didn't move to Seattle or Las
Yeah.
Vegas.
Didn't move to Silicon Valley. Didn't move to other places where they could have.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a cool thing. Good Utah company.
What has already happened though is when we're doing like trades and stuff, and we're doing LTV, loan to value upstairs. Now I'm switching it and saying LVT,
LVT.
and that's just going to be so annoying.
I got my first jersey. I got the new purple one, the old school like 70s one.
okay.
It's good
Purple is
looking.
back now.
Yeah, the old original with the original Jazz note on it with the
Yeah.
LVT patch on it too.
Is that cool?
It's cool. Marketing.
Oh yeah.
Gotta go marketing.
Yeah. Well, he's the only one worth it.
He's not going in. Come on.
Not Colin Sexton.
You are a hater.
Let's talk lineups real quick.
Okay, let's talk.
Because you think Colin
I'm not even letting you bring up the
is-
trade proposal you want to talk about.
Colin Sexton is the next John Stockton,
He's
according
not the
to
next
Jeff
John
Miller.
Stockton, but who's your starting lineup opening day?
That's right. I guess he's vaccinated,
I'll let
so
you
he
go.
can't be John Stockton.
That's true. Who's your lineup opening day?
Let's go with Keontae George. No, I'm just kidding. Well, he should be. But he should be. And by February, it will be Keontae George's ship. But it's going to be Talen Horton-Tucker. Maybe I shouldn't hate so much. It'll be Sexton.
Okay.
It's going to be Markkanen. It's going to be Walker. What's the John Collins?
Who's your shooting guard?
Oh, man.
Is it Clarkson?
Yeah, I guess. I like Clarkson on the bench, though.
too, right? Like that's why I like him too. I like him coming up as a change of pace. Although it's
But-
not really a change of pace to Sexton.
Only.
I think you start.
Better.
I think you start Akbaji.
Think he's ready?
I think he's ready.
Oche
I think you do-
Agbaji. That's fine.
I think
I'm
you
all
Sexton,
right with it.
Ochi, Markkanen, Collins, Kessler,
Well, then you certainly can't start Keontae George.
and then you're bringing Olynyk off the bench, which is
Of
awesome.
course.
Clarkson off the bench, which is awesome. THT off the bench.
Yeah.
Then who do you play? You got to play 9 or 10 guys, right?
Who's the guy they took in the draft? What's his name?
So you still have Hendricks.
Hendricks.
You still have Sensabaugh,
Oh, yeah, Sensabon.
Fontecchio.
Fontecchio.
Who else do we missing that we haven't talked about?
I don't know. But
They got the new guy, the guy from Turkey. That they got Omar. What's his name?
Oh,
Yeah, the guy they got from Miami.
yeah, him, Omar. Oh, Big O.
I don't know how much he'll play. Although he wore the coolest shirt ever to his first. Did you see that shirt he was wearing?
Yeah, that's now being sold.
They're selling it now. Yeah,
There's a quote from Colin Sexton.
Yeah, totally, right? But you don't like Sexton, so you can't wear it.
Well, it's funny to make a shirt
And
for a guy.
it's against your moral principles.
It's I'm sure, yeah. I don't say poop words.
Okay, so that's your starting lineup now. What's your starting lineup down the
I'm
stretch?
telling you, I think Keontae George. I don't think the Jazz are going to win as much this year as they did last year. I think
many
they're going
wins?
to take a slight step back.
What's your win count?
Let's go 35.
35.
Yeah.
I'm going to mark that right now.
Okay.
Preseason,
All
35.
right. Yeah. I think they're going to be a slight step back because they do need to develop guys like Keontae George, Taylor Hendricks, John Collins. Who knows what's going to happen?
I think the regular season's all about depth.
Okay.
The Jazz are extremely deep in not stars,
Okay.
but they've got 10, 11 players that would be in the top 8 on most teams, top 7 on most teams, right? I think because
Which in the playoffs you're an 8-man
in the playoffs that
rotation.
it's brutal,
Yeah.
but in the regular season it wins you a lot of games and they'll play hard, and I think they win 42 games and
Okay.
are a 7 or 8 seed.
All right. I mean, that's the natural progression after last year.
Yeah.
We'll see. I really had no faith last year.
No,
I have a little more faith this year.
I think here's the other one I'll give you. I think Sexton's your starting point guard. I think he averages 16 and 8.
That's insane to say. That'd be great if it happens.
I think he averages 16 points a game, 8 assists.
I think he averages 16 turnovers and 8 free throws
we will
missed.
see. We will see.
All right, we're having a little fun. By the way, congrats and props and thank you to Ryan Smith and company for the streaming.
I've already
service.
purchased my streaming. That's a steal. What's
It's amazing. $125
$125 for the full season.
And before
And you get full
October
replays
23rd,
plus extra stuff. Have you watched any of it yet?
I haven't bought it yet.
So if you buy it, you got to go on, and I'll let you borrow mine for a minute.
Yeah, only
But
one login at a time.
You
Walker Kessler.
They did
I
a
guess.
free throw contest between Hardy and Ryan Smith while he interviewed him. It was actually really
Well, who
entertaining.
interviewed him?
So
Smith?
Hardy interviewed Smith while doing a free throw competition. And I, as a basketball player, I've never seen this free throw competition. It was you go back and forth. If you miss, you switch. You get 5. You had 5 shots. In 5 makes, you have to hit a free throw, but you have to hit off front rim, swish, off back rim, bank.
Oh my gosh.
4 out of 5. It's so hard.
The only easy one's the swish.
Oh, they kept swishing. Both of them kept swishing. And if you miss it all, it resets and the next guy goes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Hardy ended up winning. It took him like 12 or 15 minutes,
See,
but they
and
made
that-
him so I could interview him.
Are they planning stuff like that?
Yeah,
all
they're going to do that all throughout the season. It's
That's
going to be behind the scenes, cool stuff like that.
why it took so many years for a team to do something like this.
The interesting one that no one knows if it will do is, so once the game started,
Okay.
you can't go back and start it from the beginning.
Okay. So it's not like a DVR thing.
It's not like DVR. You can't, like, if it's you
have to
if
join
you're 45
live.
minutes, you got to join live.
Okay.
My question though is if you've joined live, can you pause?
Ooh.
Like if you've already joined in, can I pause and go back and rewind and stuff? Because that's a huge difference. Like I get the idea is you can't come in the middle of the game and start from the scratch.
Well, you can do it on like when you tune into a game on ESPN's app, you can do that.
So, but you have to wait 2 hours after.
Okay.
So after the next day, you can go and start at the beginning.
I meant you can pause it.
But my question is whether you're going to be able to pause it. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone really knows it. You'll find out first preseason game, but
Well, I don't know if they're doing that preseason.
they'll have it
the
on
streaming.
the phone and stuff like that. They won't have it on a lot of the television apps and stuff
Oh,
like that
okay.
yet. Like the Samsung apps and like the smart TV apps. They won't
Okay.
have that built until October 28th, till the regular season. But
And then it is cool that you can just get a digital antenna and catch every game on KJazz too.
yeah,
That's
it works
pretty dang
great.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they gave up a ton of money to do that.
I
But
think
they're going to make it back in
yeah,
spades.
and this
Your difference is you have Jazz games available to 3.3 million people now, where before it was like 1.2.
half that. Yeah, yep.
Like they're playing the long game. They're playing if we can have that many more people able to watch Jazz games, a lot more people are going to watch. A lot more people are going to go to games. A lot more people are going to buy our merchandise.
I can't believe there's not.
And guess what? Our advertisers like us are going to pay more money for the ad spots because
Exactly.
we'll have 3.3 million people watching instead of 1.2.
and you'll pay double.
Possible to watch it.
Yeah.
But
I can't believe the NBA hasn't had something like this already.
It was a headline on ESPN.com. I mean, it's a big deal.
Why is there not an
The Suns
NBA
have one.
Plus app?
Suns have one like it. I think
Yeah.
it's just us and the Suns now.
All right, so there you go. That's exciting
There's
for
basketball.
the Jazz. Damian Lillard is now in the Eastern Conference. Your thoughts?
I think it's great for Damian. Damian Lillard is one of the best guys in the NBA. And for him to get to a chance where they're the favorites to win the championship is awesome.
So he went to Milwaukee.
Gets to play with Giannis, gets to play with Middleton. That team's going to be stacked.
He doesn't have Grayson Allen.
I mean, the only weakness is, what's his name? Connington, who's the shooting guard. He's awesome.
All right.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And you still got Portis off the bench. You still got Malik Beasley's on that team now. Robin Lopez. So Malik Beasley's their backup.
Yeah.
And he signed with them. They're going to be good.
So they are obviously the favorites out of the gate to win the title. I'm happy because he didn't go where he wanted to go.
Where does your favorite player end up? Jrue Holiday.
Jrue Holiday. I would trade my own mother for Jrue Holiday.
So
love you, Mom.
So here's what I'm saying.
I'll still call you.
You have the Jazz winning 35 games.
Yeah.
If they gave up THT and Sexton and a couple of draft picks for Holiday, how many wins does that get?
3 seed.
Do you think that?
50 wins.
You think Jrue Holiday's worth 15 wins?
Yes, I absolutely. With Lauri Markkanen, and in your scenario, we still keep Walker Kessler.
You'd still have Kessler.
Yeah.
You still have Collins. So your starting lineup would now be Jrue Holiday.
Oh my gosh, you're talking dirty to me.
Agbaji, Markkanen, Collins, Kessler, with still Olynyk, Clarkson. Chris Dunn would be your backup point guard.
Yeah.
No,
That's who we forgot.
Keontae
earlier.
would be your backup point guard.
We forgot Chris.
And you
Dunn
still have all the
earlier.
rookies. You haven't even seen what they
50
do.
wins. 5-0. 3
Do you think
seed.
Portland takes that?
No.
Portland wants 2 draft picks. Is it worth 2 of our first round draft picks?
Yes. You're asking the wrong guy.
He gets 1 season and you only get 1 season.
I'll give them anyone they want.
You get 1 season.
For Jrue Holiday. That's fine. Wow. Let's do it, baby. Let's go.
Man, crazy.
You get 1 season and then he's a free agent.
Does he stay?
He's a family man. He'd love Utah.
Okay.
All
right, let's go to football.
All right, football. The Utes tonight, 7 p.m. at
2
Reser
Friday
Stadium.
games for Utah. How did that get worked out? Like, that's just bad schedule planning,
Yeah,
by the way.
whoops.
Like, who planned that schedule idea?
Thanks, TV channels and general
What channels are they on?
Fox for Utah, I believe.
Utah's on FS1.
Okay, sorry, FS1, Fox Sports Nation 1.
And then am I assuming BYU's on ESPN?
BYU's an ESPN game. BYU at 8:15 hosting their inaugural Big 12 home game against Cincinnati.
Who gets higher ratings?
Here in Utah?
No, total, nationwide.
Oh, nationwide.
Which game gets higher ratings? Utah at Oregon State or BYU at Cincy?
I'm going to say Utah because it's earlier.
I was going to say the same thing. If it was the same time, I would say BYU. It pains my heart.
Which game ends up being the better watch?
Utah, Oregon State.
So.
Utah, Oregon State. It's going to be a great game.
I think it's going to be a 3-point game.
4?
But I'll go Utah by 5, trust me.
Utah by 5?
Yeah.
The spread is 4.
4, some say
4.5
for Oregon
which
State.
Indicates by the gamblers who generally know more than everybody that Rising was not playing.
Well, there was a local report yesterday that it was unlikely he would play.
He split the snaps all week.
Yeah.
He'll be in warm-ups in uniform, but will he be in uniform for the game?
Although Whittingham has done this to Fox Sports Nation before. Remember last year?
Oh, yeah. Remember when they didn't even – they came out with the first snap, and they said, oh, here comes Bryson Barnes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Nope.
That's
Just
Cam
kidding.
Rising. I could love it if they do that again.
Just to Fox. Just to Fox Sports Nation.
What Utah's got going for them, they've got the best defense in the conference, one of the best defenses in the country.
Yes.
Probably top 5 in the country.
So what's the over-under? I didn't look. It's probably
30? I don't know. What's the lowest?
I think it's like 50.
What's the lowest over-under you can do legitimately?
3.
44.
2. 44?
That's a low over-under in a college football game.
That's a good number, though, because it's like right on
44.
each team scoring 22.
So 24-20 is the prediction. The prediction is Oregon 24.
I'm going to go over. I'll take the over.
Going over, and you're going Utah.
I'm going
Utah and the over.
Can I place a bet in both categories?
Well, you said
Can I
Utah
take
was going to
Utah?
win.
Can I take
We're on the
Utah to
spread.
win?
We're on the spread.
But then place my bet on the over-under and yeah, I can do that. Can't I?
Yeah, you said Utah on the over. Yeah, it's all right. Utah on the over. Okay, it's now BYU Cincy.
Oh,
At home for BYU. Cincy's coming in.
yeah, exciting that there's
You know,
Power 5 football down there now.
Do you know what I love is like that they're like, oh my gosh, like they're going to be able to handle BYU's crowd. It's like these guys play against legitimate teams. This isn't like Sam Houston. Like,
Yeah.
They've played in Texas. They played in like Texas A&M. They played in like Virginia Tech. Like these are big stadiums with
Yeah.
80,000 people.
And look,
BYU's it's a tough environment. I get you that,
all due respect.
but
Yeah.
they can handle that environment.
I don't care so much about any of that as much as will BYU be able to run a play for positive yardage or not?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're going to have to throw
They're
against
gonna
Cincinnati.
But
Fun times.
who's going to win that one?
Cincinnati will win it. Although, my prediction for BYU Arkansas was crazily wrong.
No.
I didn't think they would get that one done. They pulled that out, so we'll see. And
ESPN's got the spread to even now.
I'll take Cincinnati still. I think they're a little
And the
more
over-under,
established.
and also another low over-under at 49.
I'll go under on that one.
Yeah.
All right, and then wanted to say congrats to Steve Clapton.
Yeah, shout out to Steve Quacky.
He wrapped up his career with the Bees, 29 seasons of the Buzz, Stingers, and the Bees. Voice of everyone's childhood.
Have they announced the replacement yet? I know who you think it's going to be.
I know who it is.
Tony Parks?
I know who it is. That is, I'm not going to Kurt Schilling this thing.
Kurt Schilling. Oh my gosh, how bad was that?
God,
Yeah, you don't do
what
that.
a worthless piece of trash.
All right, that's a good way to finish this off.
Okay, that's sports. Coming up in wheels, cars, Subaru, and Make a Dog Day. Be right back.
My name's Jamie Estry, and my Subaru is Freedom. I've had so many animals over the years. One of the things that I love about Mark Miller Subaru is they're the largest animal welfare supporter in the Salt Lake Valley. You may not even realize it, but they're probably supporting a nonprofit that you love in the community. And my wife and I, our daughter Harper, and our dogs, we're just so happy that we picked Mark Miller Subaru. Subaru is a brand that I trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is the local retailer that I love.
Okay, Jeff, let's talk wheels. Let's start with Subaru's news.
The Crosstrek Hybrid.
So this, and who wrote this article? This was
So
from Torque News.
Subaru's been pretty forward with this, that come 26 model year is when we'll start seeing that hybrid technology come back. And my guess is you're going to see it more than the Crosstrek.
Well, we're getting the Forester a year from now.
But the
That's a
Forester in the
Japan
summer,
made.
it will not be a hybrid, I think, in the first shot.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We'll get the new Forester, which I've seen, been in. Awesome. Shows up next summer.
I
It's gonna
need
be an
to
awesome car.
ask you some questions about
Yeah,
that.
so the new Forester is going to be awesome, but it won't come out in the hybrid variant, I don't think, until 2025. Summer of 25.
The actual
26
year, the model year.
Yeah,
will
but
be-
my guess is 26 model year, you're going to see you'll see the hybrid Forester, you'll see the new Outback launch, which
Okay,
is incredible. I've seen that car as
that's
well.
a ground up redesign.
Ground up, 100%. Doesn't look.
Will it have a hybrid?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I will assume you'll see the hybrid variant, and all three of those cars come out in 26.
Crosstrek hybrid, Forester hybrid, and Outback.
I think you'll see all three. I don't know.
All made in Indiana?
There's rumors out there that Outback production is going to shift to Japan because they want to open up the Indiana plant for electric,
Wow.
because they have to build electrics in the U.S. for the credits. So the rumor is that might be the way it rolls,
Wow.
but we'll find out later on.
I don't know how I feel about that. Japan does great work. Foresters and Crosstreks are awesome. Although Crosstrek now is in
Crosstrek's
Indiana.
now made in Indiana, and Imprezas have gone back to Japan.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
And I
exciting.
don't know if you'll see it in an Impreza. I don't think you'll see it in an Ascent, the hybrid.
No. Well, it doesn't make. I don't know how.
But I mean, we'll see. But the thing is, that same summer, which is summer of 25 for us, is going to be Looney Tunes, because you're talking brand new Outback,
yeah.
hybrids across the board, and
Brand new Forester.
brand new Forester the
6
year
months down the
before,
road. Yeah.
and 3 new electrics.
By 2026,
Model year 26, summer 25.
there's going to be 3 new electrics.
3 new
on the ground?
electrics on the ground. They've
I didn't
announced
know
them.
that.
The Toyota built.
Okay.
But you'll see my guess is you'll see a Crosstrek sized one, you'll see a Ascent sized one, and no one really knows what the third one is.
Well, and do we think that it's going to be a Crosstrek electric or an actual
No,
new
they
car?
won't. It can't be a Crosstrek, it can't be an Ascent because Toyota's building it. Subaru's not giving them the model.
Okay.
Right? So it's going to be Toyota has one. We have
Standalone
one.
name.
Yeah, so we'll create something up.
Huh. Because I'm hopeful.
It won't be as bad as BZ4X.
Okay, thank you.
Because
Maybe Toyota calls theirs that.
No, they will. Do you know Toyotas are going to be called the BZ3X and the BZ7X.
So stupid.
Beyond Zero, 7.
That's so stupid.
And I don't know what the X stands for.
How does anyone remember that? It's like the Mercedes. Like,
It's
why?
bad.
I don't. Just come up with a cute little catchy name.
Yeah, it's bad. But it's great news for Subaru. We got a ton of stuff coming, and it needs to be there. I mean, the electric market is here. So Utah's a great setup for it. I think Mayor Mendenhall announced yesterday or the day before that we are 4th in the nation as far as electric infrastructure
Really?
in Salt Lake City.
Huh.
Take
that, Rocky.
We saw some crazy data yesterday. I mean, Tesla is killing it in Utah.
Sorry.
If you look in our Southtown AOR, which is the area like, so you're talking Sandy, Draper, Harriman.
There's a lot of Teslas.
It is the number 1 model sold this year by 3 times.
Wow.
The Y.
Wow.
The Y is sold 3 times more than any other model.
Wow.
Obviously, like
Good luck
we
in
have
the
more
winter.
models, right? But yeah, but that's what it is that people think it's their only option. And you look at a Y compared to a Solterra, Y gets 300 miles in range.
Yeah.
A Solterra gets 245.
Although-
Which that 50 miles is a huge difference. They're about the same price.
I just went on a test drive this morning on a fully charged Solterra, and it said 298.
If you turn the AC off.
That's right.
Yeah. And the new,
We'll be real
you
about it.
s-
It's about 220.
if you actually turn the AC off with the new ones that have come because they got the new program on them, it's about 240 to start.
Okay.
So, and it's accurate. I mean, I've driven it to Nephi and back, and it's accurate on those miles.
Yeah, you're driving one now.
Yeah, I've been driving one for the last 6 months. And it's an incredible car.
How easy is it to get 220 installed in your garage for like a level 2 charger?
It all depends on the way you're electric. If you're in an 80-year-old house, harder.
Okay.
If you're in a newer house, easy.
Okay.
If you're in a newer house, you probably have a spot on your breaker, and they just need to run a plug.
Because
Depends how close your plug is to your breaker to your garage.
Right. Yeah.
But if you have that, it should cost a few $100 to move to get an electrician to come out and run one.
And you can buy the equipment anywhere.
Yeah, and if it's in if your breaker's in your garage, it's easy.
Yeah, I wish mine was in my garage.
And then the idea is then to buy the thing. I bought mine on Amazon for $550.
Yep.
I mean, you can buy the actual unit for $500.
Yeah. So you're $1,000 maybe.
If you have a basic setup, you're $1,000. But if you don't, like I know what Josh, who does the show, I think he was going to buy one, and the house he was in, it was like 10 G's.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was like he'd had to replace,
Which is nothing to
because he had to
Josh.
replace his entire breaker system, and he didn't do it. So he's like, I'm not paying 10
He's
grand.
getting married on Mount Everest next month.
He just moved to a new. I just thought about it, though. He just moved to a new house. I bet his new house. We should get him up on a Solterra. We'll work on that after the show. We're gonna sell a Solterra.
Josh
after the
does
show
what
to
you tell
Josh.
him to do. All right, I'm excited. That's my next move is an electric car. So I'm
No,
excited.
but I mean, the Solterra is gonna make some improvements for next year, I assume, and then your summer of 25 is when Subaru's kind of all in.
Let's go.
By summer 27, 28, you're talking 8 models total.
Well, and by 2030,
Subaru built.
they want it to be every other cell to be an
They
electric
want
car.
50% of global sales, 600,000.
That's crazy.
So that's a pretty big move in 6 years.
USnews.com ranked the 15 best everyday vehicles for snow.
Did they just label it with the Subaru logo on the top of
They
it?
should have. Jeep, Hyundai, Audi, Ford, Honda, and Mercedes all had 1. Kia and Volvo had 2. Take that, Volvo. And Subaru had 5.
So just everything.
WRX, Crosstrek, Outback, Ascent, Forester.
Kind of rude they left the Impreza off.
Yeah, but, you know,
Yeah, whatever. We'll
the
take
ground
it.
clearance.
Yeah,
But the
ground
WRX is there. But anyway. Loved it.
WRX
And then-
doesn't have ground clearance.
That's what I'm saying. The WRX is the exception to
But
the
it's
ground
fast and
clearance.
fun.
But yeah.
Yeah. And we have the new WRX launching next week. The new WRX TR. Subaru and put it on their Instagram page.
I need to get Instagram.
You need to start following things.
I have Instagram, but I deleted the
Yeah,
app.
if you look on their thing, I'll tell you the exact dates.
Well, my kids were playing with my phone, and
I think it's the 7th.
Is that the 7th?
It's in Florida.
October 7th, so a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, they put a little tease. Here's a little tease on the big reveal. October 7th at Subi Fest in Florida. The first look at the new
That's a
2024
huge wheel.
WRX TR.
What size is the wheel?
Well, so it's
20?
Pastrana and Lassick are going to do it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be cool. So we'll see it next week.
Awesome. Did you hear about the gas station in St. Louis? that switched their
We've
diesel.
talked
and
about that
unloaded.
before. That's very bad. How many cars?
30-something cars.
Oh, so they're just all gone.
But-
New engines.
But here's the thing. As of last week, when I should probably update this. So they switched the tanks, didn't tell anyone. When they found out, they didn't tell anyone. They waited for customers to come back. And then they said, here's our number to corporate. And corporate said, we'll see you in court. So
It's
they've
on
all
the
had to
gas
go
station.
through their own insurance
To
companies.
go to let's do this gas. This one
Yes.
individual gas station.
Yes.
Because the gas station did so bad that the corporate's not taking it.
The gas station's like, well, we can't afford to fix all these cars. And
sure.
corporate's like, sucks for you.
Why you have insurance?
Oh my gosh. I can't
The gas
imagine.
station has insurance, so it's
But they're saying you have to go through your own insurance,
yeah,
get your
which
car
will end
fixed. Oh my gosh.
yeah, that's brutal.
And I just can't believe
That
that.
diesel's very bad in an unleaded car, and the other way around as well.
Yeah, the other way is not any better.
They both work very poorly.
It's like, oh man. All right, and then we got to tell you again about the Make a Dogs Day coming up in 2 weeks from tomorrow at Southtown. Time again?
11 to 2.
11 to 2
2
at Southtown, Saturday the 14th.
It's gonna be a really fun day.
We've got for $10, you register, get the scavenger hunt kind of thing going. You get our little Suba Blue figurine. If you have one, it's $10. If you don't have one, it's $15. And it's a race for $5,000.
Yeah,
And I was talking with Andrew, who's interning with marketing the other day, and they're setting up some pretty cool places to go find these
yeah, it's gonna be
things.
fun.
So it'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that in a couple weeks. And it is Subaru Loves Pets Month here at Mark Miller Subaru.
Yeah,
Or October, as I should say.
October, the month of October.
We're there.
We're a little
October's
We're setting
Sunday.
up early.
Yeah.
We're excited about it.
All right, coming up next, a movie and a show. We'll tell you about it. Stay tuned.
My name is Sierra Hudson. My Subaru is safety for my family. So this past winter, we hit a black ice and we just started to slide. And it was just one of those moments where you truly feel helpless. I know it's a car, but it means so much more to us and our family. Subaru is one of the safest brands, and I've personally lived that. Subaru is a brand you can trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is the local Utah retailer that you will love.
All right, Jeff, we haven't talked entertainment in a few weeks. I'm excited to hear about the show you've...
I'm excited. The one you had too.
Okay, so what, do you want me to go first? You go first.
You go first.
I'll go
Million
first.
miles away.
So I like Michael Pena a lot.
I like him a lot, too.
And do you know he's a Utahn?
Is he from Utah?
He's not from Utah. He lives in Utah.
Wow. Okay.
Speaking of Fight for the Fight earlier in the show, he was one of the original Fight for the Fight spokespeople. So
Okay.
anyway, yeah, Michael Pena, Utahn Michael Pena, stars as the first ever Mexican-born astronaut in from NASA.
Okay.
It's a true story. He stars as Jose Hernandez. He was a kid math whiz from Mexico who just tried so hard to become an astronaut and kept getting turned down, I think 12 different times. He went through the process of trying to become an astronaut, and it's really fun. It's on Amazon Prime.
Show or movie?
It's a movie
Movie.
Yeah.
So a movie. Okay.
called A Million
So I
Miles
just
Away.
Sit down and watch it.
And the whole family can watch it. I mean, if you're like 8 and above, the young kids won't be interested, but there's nothing bad.
The show thing's tough sometimes when you have to go deep into multiple episodes. It's hilarious. My wife right now, she's been watching. Have you ever watched Blacklist?
Yes.
You
With
watched the
James
whole thing?
Spader?
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, I did not. It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
So I think she's like, I think there's 10 seasons.
Is there really?
Yeah,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
want to say she's gone through the whole thing. She's on season 9. She's just like, well, there's just these things out there, and I need to know what they are. And I don't want to watch it, but I have to figure it out. And so she gets all the way to the season 9 and thinks it's the last episode. And she's like, there's another season. So she's so depressed right now about having
She
to
doesn't
go.
even want to watch it anymore.
But she has to, because once you're 9, you're pot committed at that point.
Yeah.
You're 9 seasons in. You got to see how the whole thing comes together.
That's great writing to keep you hooked like that.
Yeah, that they
But
just
it's
left
just-
something out there for her. So
It got
she's
too much for me.
She's very disappointed.
Speaking of shows, though,
So this is a 1-season show so far, at least. It's on Apple TV. Echo 3. It's a new show that came out a little while ago. I'm about 7 episodes into it.
Okay. Who's
Good.
in it? Anyone we know?
I think you'd recognize the actors. I don't know the
names.
but you definitely recognize a couple of the actors. I'll show you pictures after. But show about lady gets kidnapped I think in Colombia or Venezuela or something like that.
Bad places to be kidnapped.
And
If you're
her-
going to be kidnapped, pick Idaho. Or
her husband and her brother, so her husband, who she just barely got married, and her brother are special forces. And so they go down to try
Convenient.
to try and think. But one of the reasons she got in trouble is because the husband put a tracker in her bag. And so when they found her, they found the military tracker, and now they think that she's CIA and crazy stuff.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's actually really,
I'm in.
It's really entertaining. I really enjoyed the show. Like I said, I'm excited to see how it finishes.
And you don't
And what if
know
there's another
for sure,
season?
For a long time, you don't know if she is or not special forces
Yeah,
herself.
so I'm not going to ruin anything. So yeah,
That's
so you just don't know. But it's a good show. So I would recommend it. Echo 3,
I have to get Apple.
definitely a good recommend.
I'll have to stream Apple somehow through my Samsung.
And before we finish, a sports update that just hit the wire. The U.S. is getting spanked in the Ryder Cup, 6.5 to 1.5 after the first day.
Oh, it's not as bad as it could have been.
It should have been 6.5 to 2, but Max Homa and Clark, they dropped the last 2 holes of their match
Way
to
to
have
go, guys.
2 up with 2 to go and halve the match. Yeah, but U.S. got smoked pretty bad. Did not win one match the first day. Halved 3 and lost 5. So not a good start, but lots of Ryder Cup to be played the next 2 days.
Why is there not more match play that's
They
more popular?
They do some.
I know, it's so fun.
I love match play.
Yeah.
Watching match play matches is so much fun. It's so entertaining.
That's how golf gets exciting again, by the way.
I mean, they do some tournaments during the year. They do match play stuff, but it's only 1 or 2 big ones. World Golf Championship and a few things like that. But
Still, I'd love it if it was more often. I wish every major was match play.
yeah, but the hard part is the hard part with watching a match play thing is you get to the last matches and now all of a sudden it's really hard to televise a single golf match.
I guess.
Like Ryder Cup works because you're
It's a
running
team.
4 and you're running 4 matches at the same time.
Yeah.
But to run one golf match is not good television.
I guess not.
It's like, he hit his shot. Now I got to fill in 5 minutes while he walks to his shot. Like these commentators
We'll be right
aren't.
back
They're not
after
that
this
enthralling.
episode of Seinfeld.
They don't have that many stories about John Rahm and his kids.
As we've told you before, Matt Harpering played high school football.
Well,
Yeah.
did you know that? Yes. Okay.
Wonder what Harpering's doing these days.
Who's the TV crew this year? Same
Thurl.
one? Thurl, Bowler, and
Holly
Holly.
Rowe.
That's not a bad crew.
No, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Who's your bad one?
I don't have anything personally against her, but I don't care for Holly Rowe's play-by-play injections.
And the problem
So,
is you can't have 3.
that's what I mean.
You can, if you're doing play-by-play on TV, you can only have 2 people at a time in that thing. It's hard enough for 2 people to bounce off each other, but 3, they just start stepping on each other.
And I don't
The
like
idea of the third person is that's the person who's on the sideline who goes and interviews people and does that.
And she's phenomenal at that.
That's what you need to leave it. Like the play-by-play stuff needs to be 2 people. Either move Thurl to the sideline and have her be the second person, but you only can have 2 people in that box,
Yes, I agree.
right?
And I know people on that broadcast who also agree. But
Like same thing, right? Everything. It's 2 people. You can't have 1. You can't have 3.
we got 2 here, we got 1 there.
Yeah. And she comes in with like witty banter from time to time. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So, all right.
He's Jeff from Austin. She's Ashley.
Jazz
That's it
opener
for
next
episode
week.
59.
Good week next week.
Undefeated season ahead.
Season 50.
Colin Sexton,
Season
30
50.
points a game.
Big 5-0.
10 rebounds, 5 steals. Is that what you said?
16 and
MVP.
8.
Colin Sexton,
16
MVP.
and 8.
All right.
Borderline all-star.
And tonight, Utah by 5.
Trust me.